for a day that I had planned to kind of take off and probably not even trade. Pretty happy with a nice green day. Hey, fellow traders, it's Black Coffee Trader. Good afternoon. It is Wednesday, June the 18th. And yeah, I'd kind of planned to take the day off today. In fact, I was late this morning. I didn't really have a chance to look at the markets too much until about market open, actually. So I didn't really have time to spend a great deal of time looking at a trade plan. I was really just trusting the levels today, and found a couple of really good trades. Actually, one pretty good trade, and then a couple more trades during the day. So happy with it. Walked away with a nice little green day across the accounts. I did lose that last account, which was a bit of a fail. I probably should have just kept all the accounts together and traded them together, and I probably would have kept that account, even though we would have had a long way to go to a payout. But in any case, let's dive in. So the main trades today really were on the Russell. Believe it or not, the Russell was where I spent my time today. Did not take any trades on the NASDAQ, didn't take anything on ES. I took one small little winning trade on the Dow Jones here this afternoon. Again, after I thought I was done for the day, just found that trade and ended up being a bit of a fail, but I did catch it for a win. So anyway, let's just dive in and we'll kind of talk through the trades themselves. Actually, I'm going to go here first. So on the week, today, basically 150 per account, and then the newest funded account, which I'm trading at double size. We were at almost 300 in profit. So that's good. Today was day 100 on this account, which is a bit of a milestone. I think that's the longest I've ever held a funded account. I still need to get it to pay out, so not that there's any win in 100 days. It just says that I haven't blown it, and I've kept it for 100 days. But yeah, I did lose this account, which is unfortunate. So lost two of them this week. On Monday, we lost that one, and then today we lost the other one, which I kind of expected because there was almost no drawdown left. But after having that big red day on Monday, it feels good to bounce back. I was really patient today, and I'm probably not going to have a $250 day tomorrow. I mean, I could have a really nice day tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow's Thursday. Tomorrow, market's closed on Thursday. Or if it is, it's open for a couple of hours in the morning. So I may not even trade tomorrow. Actually, there's a high probability I won't. So that means on Friday. But in either case, we might be able to at least have close to a break-even week, and that's a win. So I think the big win, too, was, again, like I said, I was kind of anticipating maybe not even trading today, or seeing what happens with this account, but then we found some good trades. So on TradeZilla today, 820. Again, not a big green day, but I really didn't care about that. I just wanted to break the red streak. We had the three pretty nasty red days, and I just wanted to break that streak after taking yesterday off. So that was good. Very nice win rate today, 71%, which is pretty good for me. Very nice average win to loss, almost a 2. Average winner was 70, average loser 36, so that was great. I'm still struggling a little bit with holding the trades all the way to profit target. So the struggle that I have with this new system, or the way I tweak my ATM, where really I'm looking for a 1.2R. So if I'm risking 150, I'm trying to get out with 180. And on this first trade this morning, I was out with basically $100 across all the accounts, double that on the bottom one there. But the issue I have is holding on to them. And had I left this trade go, I kind of chickened out after this just was sluggish. It didn't want to break. And I got impatient. And I got, basically, I think, closed that trade out of FOMO. And instead of having a 180 profit trade, because I would have hit that right here, I walked out of there with $100, and then I missed this entire move, which if I would have taken my profit here, I would have missed that entire move too, but that was okay. I would have had a really nice trade. Honestly, probably wouldn't have been a one trade day and walk away. But it's just something I still have to work on, is holding on to those trades a little bit longer. But the first trade I took, I was a little bit early. That was the one where I lost that account. I had noticed that in the pre-market, the Russell had been holding the yesterday low. This blue line is yesterday's low. We were really holding that. We had the daily 20 moving average sitting here, and it really, I felt like we had a chance for this thing to push higher. Very, very unsure on the NASDAQ, unsure on the ES, but this was fairly clean and I thought it was worth a shot. I entered this trade a little bit early. We had the wick down at the open, push back up. I entered this trade a bit early and ended up getting stopped out there on that nasty pullback, which really was the setup for the next trade. So I should have been a little bit more patient, but I did lose that account. So again, not too sad about that because I only had like 50 some bucks of drawdown left. But that sets up the main trade that I took here on all the rest of the accounts. And again, held that. I did finally close that trade for about 100, which was a decent trade, but it could have been a full profit target. And this was the other thing I did really well today, is I quickly identified when we started to get into the range, this kind of consolidation range on the Russell. We held above the Tuesday high of day, but below this 2144 area. So I took a long trade here on this breakout, and I finally killed it. My stop loss was sitting below the Tuesday low, and I was really targeting a bigger move up here, and I finally killed it because we were seeing pullbacks on the NASDAQ, we were seeing pullbacks on ES, we were seeing pullbacks on the Dow Jones, and I was just afraid that this was going to tank. And so I just got out of there with a small little $22 loss. And had I held, I could have at least gotten out of here with, 40, 50 bucks. But at that point, we rejected this area and we were still getting pullbacks on the other on the NASDAQ, on ES, and on the Dow Jones. I entered short and finally got out of there with about a $37 trade and just closed it, and then we got the flush down. I really had a tight stop. A 2-hour trade would have been, somewhere right here, and so I could have got that, but again, didn't hold it long enough. But at that point, it was very apparent to me that we were in a sideways zone, and at that point, even on the NASDAQ, we were just kind of bleeding lower, but it was very, very, very choppy. For me, that is an area to stay away from. If I get involved in an area like that, I usually lose a lot of money, and so I didn't want to do that. And then the last trade was on the Dow Jones. After we rejected the daily 20 and the daily 100 moving averages, we rejected that. We also rejected the overnight high. We had a clean rejection there, and when we dipped below here, I took that short, which ended up being just a little blip on the Dow Jones, but caught that for another 50 some dollars, and that put our accounts up at 150 on the top 4 and about 300 on that bottom one. So good trading day. Very happy with it. Very happy with my patience and the wherewithal to stay out of this and refrain from taking these trades. I really kind of missed this setup, but at that point, I didn't want to take a shot unless I was very confident in the trade itself. This specific trade on the Dow Jones, I was very confident in this trade. Just with looking at the other indices, I was really, really confident in that. That's why I took it, and I didn't want to give back. I wasn't really trading out of fear, but I also didn't want to give back the green day that I had built earlier, especially in that first trade of the day. So did a good job today. Happy about that. That's a confidence builder moving into the rest of the week. Again, tomorrow, probably not going to be trading because it's I think just a half day, so to speak, and usually the volume is not very good. So unless something is screaming in my face in the morning, I'm not going to be taking trades tomorrow, and then we'll be back at it on Friday. So good day again. Happy with the bounce back, and we're not where we want to be with these accounts, but this one here, the one that we've had the closest to a payout, we're back over 50,000. So that's good, and we'll see what we can do with this bottom one. This is day 2 today. Definitely got back a little bit of that loss we had on Monday as well, so that's good to see. So anyway, that's the long and the short of today, no pun intended. We'll see what happens. Again, I kind of expect Friday to maybe be a little bit crazy. Just with FOMC today, we kind of had the move down and then really just kind of sideways. No change in rates, so we shall see. I think big picture, it feels like we're definitely still on this channel, and I think the jury is just still out on where this market's going to go. Is it actually going to break down to the downside, or are we going to get the move that takes us out of this channel? We've been in this thing for let's just see if this can load here really quickly, but I think we've been in this sideways channel for several weeks. Really, the entire month of June, we've pretty much been in this channel. So if you look at the 60-minute chart, we've really gotten into this channel back in, we've been in it for over a month. May 13th, And from that point, we have basically been in a sideways trend. And that is just some very, very, very difficult trading conditions. We need a catalyst, I guess, or something to move this thing out of here. Maybe we'll get it, and maybe we won't. If we stay in this trend, I'm going to just try to be as careful as I can, and just try to close trades early. If I get into trades, I don't need the full 1.2R. I need to be willing to close a trade in profit. That's something I struggle to do. I started talking about that earlier, and I think I got sidetracked, but when a trade is going in my favor and it has not yet hit my profit target, I have a difficult time closing it. And oftentimes I will let that trade come back and either stop me out break even or stop me out for a loss. And I need to get over that. If I'm going to trade this way, I really need to be able to just close trades in profit, which I did fairly well today. So anyway, that's that. Again, I want to just say thank you for following along. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for using my code. Don't forget that Apex sale is still going on, the 80% off, and the Take Profit Trader code. That thing is going, our sale has been going on for quite some time on the 30% off and no activation fees. So take advantage of that if you're using those firms. And again, thank you for those of you that use my code. I do appreciate that. And also thank you for just the 400 subs. We are there. I appreciate that. I know it's a small little milestone. This is a tiny little channel, but by the same token, that is a little feather in my cap. So I appreciate that. But thanks for following along. Appreciate you all. Have a good couple of days here. We probably won't have an update again until Friday when this market resumes on the normal session. So take care. Till next time, trade well, and so long.